So what I'm going to do now is, because I am chiefly a writer, I'm just going to read a very little bit of a short story, which is something a bit different. Several years ago, I was asked to write an erotic short story for an anthology. And anyone that knows me will know that erotica doesn't feature highly in my life. I'd like to say I regret it doesn't, but it probably does suit me, really. And it obviously suits all my friends, because they, you know, they shudder if I say anything erotic. I inquired in the car, how did you pronounce vagina? And, you know, there was absolute silence. And then they said, why would you want to know? So, you know, I am a lesbian, but... So I'm going to read just a little bit. In my short story collection, As You Step Outside, this is a typical Hastings scene. People dressing up to make themselves feel happier. Otherwise it's quite a sad life there.
Brilliant book. Bless you, that's nice. That's fantastic.
The very lovely woman here said brilliant book.
Brilliant book. Time to read.
I bought 2 large cheesy chips together. We have a little bit of a clap for
But
it.
we can't eat them, but we can sit the book.
It's not the cheesy.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have a partner, but now I haven't got one. I feel I need to take this around with me because... what was that in the back? It makes me feel comforted, really. So, this is from A Slice of Melon, my little piece of erotica. When Kelly said, fancy a shag, Laura replied, don't mind if I do, which seemed to satisfy Kelly, although Laura wasn't too happy with her own choice of words. Don't mind if I do was what Norma next door said, to offers of tea, cake, Pringles and Bacardi and Coke. Fortunately, Kelly didn't know Norma next door. When Laura was 15, she'd had, well, she couldn't call it sex or a shag. She'd had something with Norma next door, who was 18 and recently become engaged to Rick, a deliverer of organic potatoes. I want to show you this thing Rick does to me, Norma says. It drives me wild. It's instead of going the whole way. Rick wants to wait till we're married. Rick says holding back will increase our levels of sexual pleasure. But I'm not a man, Laura protested. You don't have to be stupid. You've got the same hair as Rick. Short and stout. She took Laura into her kitchen, behind a wooden clothes horse hung with her dad's vests and impressive Y fronts. Just sit on the floor, Norma said. Laura sat and watched Norma take off her knickers. Through the wall she heard the Archers' theme tune. Her mum would be laying the table and looking at the clock to see if it was indeed 7:05. I want you to put your head between my legs, Norma said, standing with her legs wide apart. I don't know that I want to, Laura. But I want you to, Norma said. But I'd like to know what's going to happen first. Don't worry, said Norma. I'll do something back to you. What? Something. A surprise. Wait and see. Laura had to advance the top of her head slowly up Norma's short skirt, so that her spiky hair only brushed Norma's vaginal lips. Then retreat, then advance again, retreat, then advance again. Norma kept repeating. Your little head, your little head. Norma, until the moment when Norma locked Laura's head in the vice of her and began to bear down hard. First to the right, then to the left, then a circular movement. At one point, Laura saw stars. Imagined herself with a broken neck. Would it be considered murder, manslaughter, or a crime of passion? Would it only come under the heading of an accident in the home? Oh, yes, Norma said, ingesting Laura's head almost to her eyebrows. My turn now, said Laura. OK, sit down, Norma said. I am sitting down. No, like this. And she pushed Laura back till her head and shoulders leant against the seat of an armchair. Then she positioned the clothes horse so that the struts fell each side of Laura's neck. 3 pairs of Y-fronts hung between them. You part your legs like this. Shouldn't I take my jeans off? Better not, Dad might walk in at any minute. I'll just undo your zip and ease them down. Laura felt the cool air caress her bare thighs. Ready? Yes, Laura said. OK. Norma's fingers began to trace circles on Laura's skin. Laura shivered with expectation. Round and round the garden, like one step, 2 steps, and a tickly under there, Norma recited, then scrabbled on the outside of Laura's knickers. 3 times she did this before stopping. Laura heard her stand up. Then Norma's hand appeared, scrunching a pair of underpants. These are dry, she'd said. Thank you very much.